No kings, man. No kings. We don't want that shit here.
We don't want any kings here. That's why we have this flag behind us, because we stepped away from the kings.
We stepped away. No kings, man. We don't want a tyrant. We don't want a dictator. We don't want a king. We left a country 250 years ago because of a king, right?
Yeah, exactly. We don't want any kings.
Ourselves.
And you know what we even have here is we had no kings protests. You know, people were so fired up about no kings, no dictators, none of this in our country, you know, and, you know, I wasn't part of them. But, you know, if you want to get out there, flex your amendment rights, you know, be my guest.
We threw
show that you are so passionate about no dictators, no kings. We don't love them. We don't want them.
Don't want them. We threw tea in the harbor to protest the taxation that the kings were putting on us to try to control us, to keep us down, to keep the man down, to keep not the man down, but to keep the people down, the peeps.
The people.
The peeps. So, we didn't want that, and we're not going to have any of it. So we're going to talk about that right now, because right now we have some no kings. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the last year or two or something like that, about the protests against our tyrannical king himself, Donald John Trump, Orange Man. If you haven't noticed, he's been tyrannical. He's been a dictator. He has been very oppressive to the people.
Apparently.
And we haven't been able to say anything bad about him. We haven't even been able to protest against him because he's such a king and a dictator, right?
Yeah.
He has come in and he has basically killed off anyone who has said anything in social media about him then when they don't agree with him. That's how bad things have gotten here, right?
Oh, wait.
Hold on a minute.
Sure you're talking about Trump?
I'm trying to remember. No. Do you? I don't remember seeing much on that. Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
Maybe there's been secret Gestapo squads that have gone out and quietly silenced people who were protesting against the Trump administration. I'm trying to remember. Maybe. Anyway, But we're going to talk about that today, kids. So welcome on board to the Rude Barn Podcast. Let's get into this. What up, my brother?
What up? Rock and roll.
Barn, and who do we got right here?
I'm the Rude, baby. You're listening to the Rude Barn. You know, we're back.
There had to be a wet willy on you. I think I've done that before. That's a good job. We're doing it again. Anyway, we're talking about no kings, baby. The no kings protest, but we're also going to talk about what else? That's right. The hypocrisy of those same people who are protesting Trump being a king who's been oppressing them and not allowing them to speak out, not allowing them to protest in the streets against him and his administration. Oh, that's right. No, they have been able to protest. They have been able to disagree and all of that.
A voice without worrying about dying.
Yeah. So let's talk about some. Oh, I want to first, before we get into that, let's talk about our the Rude Barn store. Etsy store, therudebarn.etsy.com. Please check out our merch there. We try to sell a little bit of merch here and there, our fun stuff, question everything right here. Because that's what we're trying to do, is question everything. Why is it? Why is it that people are protesting Trump and calling Trump a Nazi and a king and a Hitler and a dictator and everything else, but they allow other people who are actual dictators free pass, and they're trying to free them? And we'll talk about who I'm talking about in a minute. Oh, did I already put it in the? Oh, it's in here. Maduro.
So hypocrisy 101.
Yeah, let's look a little bit on the hypocrisy 101 you're talking about right here. No kings protests. I'm going to put my glasses on. I got to read the small print. No kings protests in Broadview. What to expect? Now, I think this was in Chicago. Demonstrators will hit the Chicago area streets for a no kings protest over ongoing immigration raids in the Twin Cities. We're going to do another video about these immigration raids from a group that I don't think very many people have heard of, called ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. what that means. And I think somebody else brought it up, like, how cool would it be if we renamed it the National Immigration and Customs Enforcement? Nice. Now you're protesting nice. Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's beautiful.
I think we should change the name. It needs the N.
I think we should change the name too.
I love it.
Oh, you got my vote.
Yeah, there we go. So anyway, what they're saying is we're calling on all opposition groups to join us in Broadview and outside ICE facilities across the nation to protest the most recent deadly escalation in these brutal authoritarian tactics. Okay, first of all, the only reason they've gotten deadly is because people have been interfering with their operations.
Yeah.
So question for you, Rudes. If you were to go down, let's say there's a hostage standoff, and they're trying to get some dude who's holding hostages somewhere, and the cops and the SWAT teams are out, and they're all there trying to de-escalate the situation, and you come in there with your car, and you start honking incessantly on the streets, blocking the cops from entering and doing their job, trying to get this person who you don't know who this person is. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's Trump. It's the ICE people from his the Iceman coming down there to try to stop the immigration and everything else, or in this case, this hostage taker. You are now obstruction. You are now in obstruction. You're obstructing justice. Mm-hmm. And therefore you will probably be arrested. Now, if you were told to leave the scene probably several times, like what happened with this Renee Good in Minneapolis, mm-hmm. And then you decide to drive away, I'm not saying you deserve to be killed, but we'll talk about that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here because we're really kind of talking about what's going to happen in that thing. But this is what they're protesting, and they think Trump is being a king, being a dictator, being authoritarian by removing people who are here illegally, first of all, right?
Well, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. That's the stupid thing. So okay, so illegal means it's against the law. They're committing a crime. Okay, illegal doesn't mean there are plenty of immigrants here with their paperwork and getting processed. That's not who ICE is going after.
No,
ICE is going after illegal people. Okay, illegal.
I'm sorry. Well, I couldn't hear you on that. Who kind of people?
Illegal people.
Illegal.
That means breaking the law, kids. That have crimes against them. They're either a lot of them are crimes against children. Okay,
yeah, violent not just entered the country illegally, which is a crime in and of itself,
right? But they've committed crimes here.
Yeah.
Against violent crimes. Some of them, a lot of them, against children, wildly accurate. I saw that, and these are the people that you're trying to protect.
Yeah, these are people who are walking your streets in your neighborhoods.
Yeah, these are the people that are, killing random and innocent people on buses.
Right. And you're defending them.
Yeah, they're raping college students.
But they're not all. They're the law. The people here's the argument. It has been shown that the immigrants commit far fewer crimes than actual citizens of this country. Okay, the fact that they're committing any crimes at all and they shouldn't even be here to begin with should be enough to tell you, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, and you're an idiot.
You don't find that to be a problem?
Yeah, Lake and Riley. I know we keep pushing this, but she seems to be forgotten in this whole conversation. She was killed by an illegal. There are several other people. I cannot. She's the most famous one that's brought to mind, but there are several others. There was what was it? They were from Mexico, and they're citizens living in Houston, and an illegal from South America or Central America came in and committed crime and killed them. in their house in Houston, Texas. There, I
Yeah.
mean, we can look it up, and we can go find more and more
Oh,
cases of
yeah,
that.
we can look them
People
up
who
all
should still
day.
be
Yeah.
alive. Yeah,
Mhm.
if it wasn't for these people. So this is who they're protesting for. They're protesting Trump, like taking these people out of the country because Trump is dictator. Trump is dictator. He is
Yeah.
authoritarian. He is king, and at
Well,
least in their eyes.
and that is, I mean, we're talking about TDS. I mean, when you get
Oh
down to
yeah,
brass tacks here, and this is why it blows my mind. I know it blows your mind too, Barn. That that the TDS is so it, it doesn't make sense, and it's so radical
it's
that
irrational. Yes, yeah,
yeah, yes, irrational. Thank you. That is a great word
yeah,
because it is irrational. Because you're literally wanting to protect criminals because you hate
yes,
Trump.
yes,
Make
yes.
that make sense.
I mean, there's so many examples. You would rather have people here illegally who are committing crimes, and you're going to defend them. You would rather have people, and we're going to also talk about this in one of our next segments too, is the Somalis. Oh, you're racist. Shut up. Okay, first of all, they're committing tax fraud and everything else using your tax. You ever look at your paycheck and see the money taken out for your taxes, and then those tax dollars, which are supposed to go towards, I don't know, amenities and services,
Roads,
roads and
schools,
schools and fire and police and things
fire,
like
and
that,
yeah, police, emergency services,
yeah,
hospitals.
are going to people who are using it to take and send back to their countries to fund terrorist groups, which they have found out $19 billion of these Somalis, and we're going to talk about this in the next episode. Um, and you have no problem with it because Trump bad, Orange man bad, trying to come in and take all this. If it wasn't, what if it was Biden? What if it was Obama or Hillary coming in and saying, yeah, we can't let these people take your taxpayer dollars and send it back to terrorist organizations back in Somalia. These people should not be here at all right now. They're here. Most of them were here illegally, or most of them were here kind of like the Haitians in Ohio that were brought
Mhm.
in and given these asylum visas or something, whatever they were, who don't know how to drive in our traffic laws, and were getting into more accidents than people could, and insurance rates were going out the roof. And everybody's
Mhm.
like, these people aren't even freaking supposed to be here, and they're crashing in because they don't know how to drive in the lanes properly. They don't know the signals, the traffic systems, everything else like that. And they're smashing into telephone poles and smashing us into cars and everything. All these things. These people should not be here. And the influx of people that came in, and so now Trump is trying to clean this up, but he's a dictator for trying to do that. Although, if you ever look back at Obama and even Hillary and Bill Clinton and all these people, and even Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, my God, even they were like, these people need to be deported. I got
Yeah.
5 million people going to be deported. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. 5 million people. I don't know. Obama.
Obama had deported the most amount of people in years.
5 million.
Yeah.
Trump has deported 500,000 people.
Yeah.
A lot of, and then
And
a lot more have self-deported because they've had incentives to go back. If we weren't giving people all this free shit that we don't get for them to be able to stay here, the Trinidad Araguas and Somalis and the Haitians and even the Russians, even the Chinese, you name it. I'm trying not to be racist here, but
right,
this is the fact of the matter. I don't care if they're Russians or Ukrainians. They're white people that are taking advantage of our system as well.
but when you are depleting the systems that our taxpayers pay for our nation, if you're
That we
depleting
work
that,
hard to work for and then pay
yeah,
taxes for.
and if you're depleting that on groups, and especially illegal groups that aren't even supposed to be here, and illegal people, I'm sorry, illegal people, do it
You
the
don't
right
get
way.
benefits.
Yeah, do it the right way, become a citizen, learn the language, learn the systems.
Yeah.
Fine. Then you're here. Then you can pay the taxes that we pay for these services just like the rest of us. But when
When
it's so depleted that we can't use them for what they are intended for, then
emergency room care.
that's when there's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And that's when I
huge
have a problem with it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I got a little story for you. So my wife has been shopping for a car, and we went to some little local dealership place that this guy owns. He's from Belarus. Okay.
Mhm.
And he is eternally grateful to be here. And we've even talked to, God, there were some people from Australia whose work visas are like coming up. They may have to
Mhm.
be shipped back, and they don't want to go back to Australia. They love it here. They love the opportunity. He was telling me, or telling us, he goes, I came here legally. I appreciate everything. The opportunities I have, we don't have. You don't have it in Germany. You don't have it in Belarus. You don't have it in other European countries. You can't, you are dependent on the social systems that the government allows you to have. You get X amount or whatever, and that's all you get, but you don't have the opportunity to start a business. He would never be able to open a car dealership like he has selling used vehicles
Mhm.
like he has here. And he goes, I am so grateful for being here. I love everything about this country. This is why people come here, and they want to come legally. If you come here legally and you understand this, that's different. Welcome. You want to be a part of the American dream. You want to be a part of America. You want to be part of our culture and our society. You can still be you. You can still be Belarusian. You can still be Australian, but you are probably coming here because you want to be American. And if you go and you want to live in France, don't you want to still be like, what? I love the French culture. I love this, that, and the other. It's been kind of destroyed lately, but Macron and all those losers. But you want to be French. I want to enjoy a baguette in the morning. I want to enjoy, the French culture. I want to learn the language. I want to be a part of it. I want to, because I love it. You don't want to sit there and go, I'm going to be an American. I don't give a shit, but I want to live in France, and screw all these French people. No,
Yeah.
it's not what you're
No.
doing. It's not why
No.
you're doing it. But when you
You're
come
not going
here, when you come here illegally, you don't care. Look at these
No.
Somali communities in Minnesota, for example. Look at these Islamic Muslim communities in Dearborn, Michigan, in Texas, where they want to do this epic city thing, and they want their own thing. We want Sharia law in our own city, in our own town, and you can't come into our area. This is our town. This is our area. What kind
It is
of
like,
bullshit is that?
yeah, and that's the whole thing. That's you're not abiding by what America is. You're trying to take it back to
Take
where you
advantage
came
of us
from.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, take advantage of us and take, society back to where you came from. No, that's not how it works here.
yeah.
It's not
And you
how it
have
works here.
Trump trying to come in and say, no, we are not going to allow people who should not even be here in the first place, or people who are taking advantage of our system to continue to rob the taxpayer dollars of their hard earned money. And so, if that means that in your eyes that Trump is a dictator and Trump is anti-immigrant, which he's not, and all this stuff, then you have a warped sense of opinion on this, and you have been brainwashed by your handlers or your party or your agenda-driven folks in your community or these paid
Paid.
organizations.
It's exactly what I was going to say. Is these paid protest organizations?
Yeah,
That send people out. They pay them to protest just to protest.
yeah,
And I really don't like that, and it's delusional. It's
yeah.
delusional, and I think to me, it's like it's going against the country. It's going against the values. It's going against
It's
everything.
illegals first over Americans.
Yeah, but you're going against everything that you were raised on. You were
Yeah,
lucky enough to be born here. You
right.
were lucky enough to enjoy the fruits of America and American society and American way of living. and you're going back and really like slapping the hand that fed you
Yeah.
or cutting it off because you're
Right.
so delusional in these thoughts. It just blows me away.
Well, it's because these people have never lived anywhere else. Now, when you go visit Europe, South America, you name the place, wherever in the world, and you visit there, it's what we call kind of like a Disneyland view of the place you're visiting.
Mm-hmm.
So when you really live there, you start seeing all the stuff that really goes on and how the government actually works. When you have to live there and then pay your taxes to live there, and what you can and can't do, and what you aren't able to actually do. What kind of business are you? No, you're not able to start all this. The grass
You
ain't
can't start
greener
us.
necessarily.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of the thing, and that's why people flee their countries, and they flee
Exactly.
from dictatorships, and
Yes.
they do this. I get it, but do it legally,
Trump.
do it legally, and
Yeah.
there's no problem.
Trump is
You're not.
not a if Trump was really a dictator, dude, do you think you'd be able to protest against him?
Oh, hell no, you'd be shot in the streets, dude.
Could you say anything bad about him and get away with it like you do now?
No,
What
it's
did Maduro do?
ridiculous. Oh,
Maduro
he was
took
killing
guns
his
and
people.
weapons
He
out of
was
people's hands.
Yeah, he took their weapons away. He starved them and then killed them,
Yeah,
tortured them.
and anybody who spoke out
Or
against
any
him and his
yes,
regime.
yes, any opposition to what they were doing in the
Where did
regime, dead.
where did where did Pablo go? I don't know. Haven't seen him.
Right.
Well, last I remember, he said something like Maduro was a fascist commie dictator. I wonder where he went. I don't know. Maybe he's on vacation. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the crap that we get. We get everybody talking about people who are naive, people who are paid by these organizations to protest against Trump and call him all sorts of names, and they think that, oh, yeah, he is all that. But okay, because you're getting paid to say this, you have really no idea what you're really talking about. Trump is the dictator. Well, if Trump was dictator, you wouldn't be able to do your protest. You wouldn't be able to this, that, and the other. But now you're supporting Maduro. Free Maduro. Free Palestine. Free Maduro. You people are
Maduro was a dictator, you idiot. That's what's
Maduro
so stupid.
took the wealthiest South American country there was. Oil rich, mineral rich, all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Trump took everything so he can get the oil. Okay, there's a lot more to it than that, people. Okay, but Maduro destroyed the economy. Maduro destroyed families. Maduro destroyed civilization in Venezuela, where people used to make, I don't know, a couple grand a month, which was a lot of money for their economy back then, because, a few years ago, because now they're making like $20 a month.
That's if they can. That's even if they pay them. That's the problem.
Right.
Those cities and the culture that they were developing are now shanty towns.
Yeah. The rich still are rich, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Interesting
The
how
rich are
that
still
works.
rich. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody else they live in shanty towns now. Those nice cities with clean streets and good plumbing, and irrigation systems. Now they're shanty towns.
Yeah.
And they're boiling water if they can find fire.
So not all Venezuelans who escape Venezuela to come up here, and I understand you would do anything to get here and get away from that shit, are not criminals, are not this, that, and the other. But there's a hell of a lot that are. And Maduro emptied all of the prisons of the MS-13 gang members, of the Tren de Araguas, and then all these other just horribly bad people. And these people were let willy-nilly, come on in, we'll fly you in. We'll even bypass the border and fly you from Venezuela or Honduras or wherever over the border into the middle in Kansas, in Denver, in Connecticut, in wherever. And that's the problem what we have, because Maduro is the actual dictator. I'm going to show you a video here of somebody talking about this and listen to what they have to say. Because liberals, you need to know this thing about the no kings and what you're really kind of protesting. So let's listen to this.
If you're not sure what to protest about next, fear no more. I got you covered. The next time your party leaders choose a presidential candidate behind closed doors without holding a fair primary, start a No Kings protest. The next time politicians try to force medical decisions on you, like take the jab or lose your job instead of giving you freedom of choice, start a No Kings protest. The next time they silence journalists or ban accounts all over social media or call dissent misinformation just to control the narrative, start a No Kings protest. The next time they send billions of taxpayer dollars overseas while Americans struggle to pay rent, groceries, and gas, start a No Kings protest. The next time unelected bureaucrats create laws through agencies instead of letting Congress vote, start a No Kings protest. The next time they try to control speech by labeling your beliefs as hate just to shut you up, start a No Kings protest. And the next time they pretend to care about democracy but silence their political opponents, you sure as hell better march your asses out on those streets and start a No Kings protest instead of always rolling over like a little bitch and doing as you're told.
He's right.
He's right.
He's
Yeah.
right. You know, and people need to realize that it's like you are protesting the wrong people. You're protesting the wrong thing because you're being paid by these organizations and these groups to protest against Trump, because anything Trump does is bad, according to these people. Anything he does is bad. And your focus is in the wrong place. You were fine with getting the jab because Fauci told you to get the jab. Fauci was also a dictator, but you let him get away with this shit, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, it's black and white, because it's like everything. Even if Trump said, you know what, I'm going to give puppies because, warm, cuddly puppies to every home in America, because I think, everybody needs a little bit of joy and a cuddly puppy, for some, some soothing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There'd be a protest against it. Nope. Can't have puppies. And he's got a puppy farm somewhere. Where's the puppy farm? He's got dictators giving out puppies.
Yeah.
Bet they have chips in them. Like, come on, man.
But meanwhile, they'll allow these sex traffickers to take these children and then do that. Oh, but they're trying to get them into good homes.
Oh, well, they're sexually attracted to children. What?
They're minor attracted.
It's a mental
persons.
Minor attracted. Yeah, minor attracted persons.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What?
It's
Are you fucking out of your mind? Yes.
Oh, yeah,
you are out of your mind.
Out of your mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So here's another one. I mean, this is just, oh my God. Ellie McCarthy. Is that who you are? Yeah. Free our president. Maduro's supporters demand a rally in Caracas. Around 2,000 supporters ousted Venezuelan President Nicholas Maduro demonstrated Sunday in Caracas to demand that he and his wife, who were nabbed by U.S. forces and taken to a New York jail, be released. Who in their right mind, unless you're getting paid by the Maduro regime,
you'd have to be
lots of money, want to still have this guy back in power? Who? Unfreaking believable. And now you've got this, who's this? Stefan Bethelin Falve. Bethelin Falve. All right, Stefan. Very historic time. U.S. protests have jumped since Trump's first term. Data shows 133% increase from 2017 to 2025 as anti-ICE and No Kings protests push mobilization against the White House. I mean, he's not wrong. I'm not trying to diss him.
Yeah, but it just shows the ridiculousness.
Yeah, the hypocrisy and the ridiculousness and the uneducated morons who think that this is the right way this shit should go. And here's another one. Amazing. The city of New York is completely covered in posters demanding the return of President Maduro and telling Trump, Latin America is not yours, because they think he's going to take over Venezuela. And he doesn't want to freaking run Venezuela. You moron. Nobody wants to take their oil, and he wants to do this, and he's all putting it under the guise of Maduro's a drug pen cartel member. Like, we get it. Do you not think that he knows that most of the drugs out of Venezuela, which is not much compared to Colombia, is going up
Cuba.
the Pacific side and not up through the Caribbean into, the Gulf and then to America. He gets it. He's trying to keep China from getting this free oil or cheap oil from Venezuela so that China can mobilize against Taiwan. China can mobilize against the US and help other allies like Iran, the regime of Iran, not the Iranian people, but the regime, the Islamic Republic in Iran, who is oppressing their people. And we have another video. We're going to talk about that versus the Hamas and Free Palestine protests and why you don't hear anything about the oppressed Iranian people who, my God, you watch one of our videos about Iran, and I think it was Islam, the religion of peace, but they talk about Iran and how Iran was taken over. Iran used to be a very westernized country, didn't have the burqas. Women could be women and all this shit, but nobody's talking about the thousands and thousands of people that have already been killed since December in Iran who are protesting against the Islamic regime, who are not even really Muslims. They're political pundits and their own ideology who want to take over the world, basically. You either are Muslim or you die. That's how they look at it. So we've got people here in the U.S., Trump derangement syndrome, TDS has taken over, and all they sit there is like, oh, Trump bad. Trump is the dictator. Trump is taking over. Trump is acquiring the oil. Trump is doing that. Well, there's a lot more to it. We're not going to get into all of that because we don't have time. We want to make this kind of a little more short and sweet. So,
but what I would like to do is just round up all those protesters, put them on a plane, send them to Venezuela, or send them to an actual, dictator run country and see how stupid
to Gaza Strip.
Yeah. How stupid.
Send them to North Korea.
And the thing is too, is like you were saying earlier about just non-educated, like I've seen tons and tons and tons of these videos where, they go and interview one of these protesters. They don't even know why they're there.
No,
they have no clue about what's going on. They're just holding a sign that they were given.
And they're trying to memorize that speech that they were given. And then they get flustered because a question comes up and they're like, oh shit, which part of that speech was I supposed to remember to say on the answer?
And half of them, they don't even know why the hell they're there. So they just revert back to, well, no, Trump bad. Orange man bad.
Well, Trump's a dictator. Trump's Hitler. Yeah, they always revert back. Trump's a racist.
They're like, well, how? What has he done?
I know.
To make
he just is.
I don't know. He just is. He's just bad. Come on, man. Go home.
Like, dude, Trump ain't the greatest thing in the world. And we disagree with a lot of shit that he does, but I'm telling you, he's not. You guys are so. I mean, I have family members. We talk about this and talking about Trump. Yeah, Trump said some pretty stupid shit over the years. Trust me. And I think you and I both talked about it. And this is a total tangent, total side note, real fast. Rob Reiner just got killed by his son. He and his wife, by their son. Throats cut, everything like that. Oh, you're being too graphic. Oh, shut up, grow up. Okay. Rob Reiner said some pretty nasty shit about Trump. I love Rob Reiner's movies. Probably one of the greatest movies ever. A Few Good Men. Loved it. Awesome movie. I don't agree with Rob's politics that he had, but he obviously didn't deserve to be killed by his son. And Trump, being the egotistical maniac that he is, and we agree that he is.
Yeah, he is.
Know this. Said the stupidest thing where he kind of ripped on Rob. Rob disagreed, and he was this, that, and he was a piece of shit when he. You could have just taken the high road and said, it is a shame we disagreed, but it is a horrible thing that his son, who has mental problems, decided to take the lives of his mother and father. And, our hearts go out to the Reiner family, and would have left it like that and said his little piece of, we disagreed, and taken the high road on it. Absolutely. Yeah. That was a dick move on Trump's part.
Sure.
Sorry. It was.
Yeah, it was.
But getting back to this whole Venezuelan thing where you people are Trump derangement syndrome to the nth degree, you have the opposite. So we have Americans in New York. We have Americans everywhere Trump bad and Trump's a dictator and no kings and all that. And then we have, oh, wait a minute, we have actual Venezuelans who live in Bayside, Miami, supporting the actions of the fight against Nicholas Maduro and the capture of this horrific, evil dictator. Now, remember, this is the other thing. It highlighted the increase in the reward for his capture to 25 million. Well, what was it before and who put that in? Oh, that's right. Biden had a $10 million reward for the capture of Maduro.
Yeah.
Your buddy Biden, Mr. I'm sharp as a tack. Mr. I'm fully lucid in every aspect of my presidency. I never use an auto pen to sign shit.
Yeah.
Biden had a 10 million and Trump just upped it because you know what? He's got to get out of the people of Venezuela, just like the people of Iran, just like the people in Gaza and Israel are being oppressed by Hamas, by the Islamic regime, by Maduro. And you can go, you know, Kim Jong-il, that little rocket boy in Korea, same thing. So they want this guy out. They're wanting 25 and they love it. They are like, yes, thank God. And here it is. It doesn't get any more clear than this. Liberals chant, free Maduro now, free Maduro, free him now. Hands off Venezuela. This is in Portland. Okay, shocker, because Portland is never in the news about any of this stuff. They are always benign, always quiet. You've never heard anything about Portland.
I hate Portland.
You know, and they're literally demanding a drug lord dictator be set free. This is your Democrat Party. And by the way, it's not the Democratic Party. And another, by the way, we are not a democracy in the United States. Let's get that perfectly clear. I want to make things perfectly clear. I want to make it crystal clear. We are not a democracy, people. We are a representative constitutional republic, which means you have a voice in Iowa and North Dakota over or even to California and New York and these high population states. Your voice matters. That's why you have 2 senators from every state. Make every state equal. Okay. So we are not a democracy and it's not the Democratic Party. They are nothing anywhere close to democratic, I guess. Even though I say it now, I'm like, well, wait a minute. But they're not. But they are a Democrat Party, not the Democratic Party. But if this is what they're going to do, they want to free Maduro. If you're for freeing Maduro, you hate the Venezuelan people.
Yeah, you do.
You do. Prove
you
me
have
wrong.
You have to, because but if you say you don't, then you're a hypocrite. Then you have to admit that you're doing this just out of to be negative to Trump. Out of TDS.
Trump derangement syndrome. Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, you're right, dude. If you support freeing Maduro and putting him back in power or letting him do what he needs to do, you hate the Venezuelan people and you are a hypocrite when it comes to, you know, out there, no kings protesting Trump.
Yeah. If you want him free, then you support dictators.
Yep.
Period. The same dictator that you marched in the street against no dictators and no kings about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like a hypocrite now? Or do you not even, does not register in your head?
It doesn't register. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It just is not registering. And that's why they keep going out and keep taking money to go protest, because
they get paid $200 a day to go protest.
Yeah.
Something I have no idea what to do or what I'm protesting. So you're an idiot if you're protesting against Trump and you want to free Maduro at the same time. You're a hypocritical, effing libtard moron.
Lunatic.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
So here's somebody actually from Venezuela, dude, who is thrilled to death of what Trump did. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I'm a Venezuelan that lives in the United States and is a Democrat. Why are you guys shitting on Venezuelans right now? You guys are just being so rude. Like, do you know how many deaths this man has? How much blood he has on
No,
his
they don't.
hands? And yeah, it was Trump. He got him. Am I super happy it was him? No. But you got to give credit where credit is due. Like, he did what no one thought I never thought I would live to see this.
Okay, I'll let her finish, but I just want to interject real quickly. She's from Venezuela. She's been living in the United States. I don't know how long. She speaks pretty good English without any accent. So maybe she was born here from Venezuelan parents who moved here years ago. Why is it she gets it being a Democrat and people, the white liberal bitch Karen whores don't get it? You know?
Yeah.
Why is it she's a Democrat, people? She's a Democrat.
She even said she's not happy it was Trump. Not necessarily happy it was Trump, but he's happy it got done. And the thing is, too, is even you said, Biden had that $10 million reward on his head, but they didn't even do shit. They did not lift a finger. They only set that to make it look like they cared.
It was a posthumous move to make it look like he was doing something.
Yeah, he didn't care. They didn't
like
care.
Putting Kamala in charge of the freaking border that she let open like a freaking floodgate.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's a choice to want to continue the TDS. That's it's all it is.
If it wasn't Trump, well, I guess at this point, if you're a Republican, you are equated to be exactly like Trump. So it doesn't matter who the Republican is. And it's so ironic where the Democrat Party has gone that they have brainwashed so many of their minions to be protesting something that is completely against Americans' values, their taxpayers. I mean, they're the ones that are going to suffer. Do you think these people are going in the politicians' neighborhoods and living on the streets in their gated communities? No, they're living in the Democrat-run areas of the city you live in that you are protesting for them to have isn't interesting. Have you seen those interviews where they get on the street and they talk to these libtards who are out there like, oh, are you for illegal immigration and having these people come in here? Oh yeah, totally. Oh, and then they bring up like Carlos and Juan and Julio coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we have 3 guys here that we brought in who so
they need
what room should I have them go live in? Oh no, we can't take them.
Oh, no, they can't. They can't. We don't have room for them here.
Oh
yeah,
well,
I know.
I didn't think you actually wanted me to house them. I thought it was going to be bring them in and have somebody. I mean, it's like this is so typical of these tard heads.
Yeah,
they want everybody else to deal with the problem that they're supporting, but they don't want to lift a finger to do anything themselves. Oh, would you like them to set up their tents in your backyard? Oh, yeah. No, you don't. Well, then why do you want them to set up tents in because it's somebody else's backyard?
Yeah,
it's not mine.
No, I can't be bothered with that. I have protests to go to tomorrow.
Right.
I don't want them to steal my shit. I got a protest to go to. I don't want to leave my house unattended.
Right.
Sorry.
I mean,
you have to knock on the neighbors'
home.
Yeah,
like my kids
exactly.
It's like my kids ate me out of house and home, and now I got to have these 3 guys from
I have to
Venezuela
pay for their
or
meals
or whatever,
and their health care out of my own pocket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. No, wait a minute. Oh,
now, how do you feel about illegal immigration?
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay, but I still want them to come in, but not just with my house and my.
Yeah, but they still deserve an opportunity. Yeah,
but
when they come over illegally.
Yeah, but not with somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's listen to her last little bit here. Is like 20 seconds.
Ever. Like, I'm in shock. And it makes me sad that you guys are just like saying he was a sovereign president. He wasn't. He was a dictator. He was
elected legally. No, he rigged the freaking system. He rigged the votes to make it look like he was voted in by the people. It wasn't the case. He was not voted in by the people. He stole that election, just like Biden did. Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
but after 20 years of being under a dictator, do you really honestly think that people would have voted in another dictator?
Well,
Come
totally, because
on,
they're stupid.
man.
Because they're
You're an
stupid. These
idiot
people don't
if
know
you
what's good
believe
for
that.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what's good for you. We're gonna vote this guy.
Yeah.
Oh
Liberal
my
white
God.
women know what's good for you. You don't know what's good for
Yeah.
you.
The government knows what's good for you more than you know what's good for you. Isn't that the case? Isn't that why we want to go to a digital ID system so the government can track every aspect of your life and say, oh, well, you've gone to the bar way too many times this week. They're going to raise your car insurance because you are a menace to society.
Right.
Oh, let's listen to our last 10 seconds.
Why don't you take this energy to see who he really was and then come back with your opinions? Like, just let us have this moment.
Exactly. Oh my God, you people
Yeah.
who think Maduro is this thing. You know, I mean, here's another one real quick because we want to end this because I don't want to make these too terribly long because we want people to actually watch our show. So here's another one. Venezuelans are returning home now that Maduro is gone. I wonder why would they return home, dude? Why?
In droves. Look,
Why would
they're
that
even
be?
wearing life jackets.
Let's see if we can figure this out. All right, let's listen. Let's see. Venezuela leave Panama to return to their country. You mean they want to live where they grew up, where they know?
I know things aren't easy in Venezuela, but we have hope that it's going to get better. Either way, we have to work to eat, so I'd rather be at home than struggling with the children, because we've struggled, and being here where we are isn't easy either.
Let's hope Venezuela becomes a Venezuela free of everything we were living through back there. Because several Venezuelans, people from my country, left because of the situation in the country, really because of the economic situation. Because we couldn't find work, we couldn't find anything, and well, hopefully now Venezuela is freed and becomes a free country.
Becomes a free country. What other country is like that?
Imagine that.
Oh, I wonder where people want to go. I wonder where people want to live. Oh, that's right. They want to live free and not be under the thumb of a true, real dictator who will not let you protest against them or say anything bad against you or your regime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, effing morons need to really, and I'm not talking to people listening to this show, smarter than the average bear, first of all. I'm talking through to you, to all of your libtard friends who are supporting this whole Maduro thing and anti-Trump because Trump bad. He's a bad man. You know?
Bad.
So here, this is a good one because this kind of proves our point again about how everything has changed and flip-flopped. When Obama deported 5 million people, they're all again about that. When Clinton, both Hillary and Bill deported, they wanted people out. You can't come to this country. Chucky Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and this one, it's actually a Nancy Pelosi clip right here. We're going to talk about how she has flip-flopped on this. Let's check this out.
Now, I want to show you Nancy Pelosi on this. She takes the same exact tack as Timu Obama, and then we'll show you what she felt like or what she was saying when it was under Barack Obama. Here you go. She wrote, tonight, the president ignored the Constitution by unilaterally engaging in our military without congressional authorization. I join my colleagues in demanding that answers from the administration on this operation, which endangers American lives and risks further escalation and dangerous destabilization of the region. Okay, well, that's you seem to care very much about the Constitution, but do we have a video from 2011 when Obama was president and was doing the same stuff?
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Yes. Well, yes. And now I've got to go count my money because I made $240 billion on the stock market this week.
I mean, hello. Hello. It's absolutely freaking hilarious, the hypocrisy. And we laugh. Yeah. We laugh at your face about it because you people are effing morons who believe this shit. So here is a simple message from another Venezuelan gal talking to the Democrats about all of this to wake the F up and realize what's going on. Your handlers, your party, your people are lying to you and putting into your heads everything that's TDS. So you think anything Trump does is bad. Not everything Trump does is right, is good, and everything like that, but he does a hell of a lot more and has gotten our country back on a little more on track, a lot more on track. I can't even imagine where we'd be right now if Packles was president.
Oh yeah, it'd be a complete shit show.
It would be
complete shit show.
You think Biden was bad? And he was. He was probably the worst president next to Obama, who did some good things, but there's a hell of a lot Obama did that was horrible. I'm going to unite the country. Really, he was the first impetus in dividing the country even further by racial lines and everything else, and bringing in a lot of the Islamic influence, which is really counter to our Constitution and counter to our way of life and Western way of life. And it's not actual just Muslim people really who are good people. It is the Islamic regime, is the Islamic ideology that is destroying it, and they're radicalizing a lot of these Muslims who are on the fence. And not all Muslims are bad. I am not saying that, people, but the Islamic regime is, and so we really need to kind of get back on track and realize what we're trying to do is keep our country afloat, keep our country the way it should be, so that our children, your children, dude, our kids, I'll tell you, I would like to have a country they can live in freedom and not be controlled by our government. Trump is not doing that. I haven't seen him control anybody and there's some policies that are sneaking through because we're distracted with Gaza, we're distracted with the Iranian thing, we're distracted with the Venezuelan thing, with the ICE raids, with the Somalis, with everything else, while they secretly push through digital ID and other things like that to control us.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that. But here's a message to Democrats from a Venezuelan gal. So wake up and listen to what she's saying.
Hi there. Are you an American or other first worlder with democracy privilege who's all of a sudden very, very concerned about the United States taking the oil of Venezuela? Well, let me tell you something. Fear not, because Iran and Cuba have been receiving free Venezuelan oil for decades in exchange of protecting the dictator that has been exiling, killing us, and disappearing us for 26 years. So please, you should be more concerned about the dictator that is killing us, exiling us, and disappearing us than the United States taking our oil. We are not concerned about that. So why are you concerned about that? Be concerned about the imperial powers of Iran and Russia who are already in Venezuela. Thank you.
Isn't that interesting? How many of you out there knew that? How many of you knew that Russia and, Iran and other countries were getting free oil in exchange for protection from Maduro?
Oh yeah, well, that's been going on for a long time, and they don't. That's the thing that they wash over. They wash over because they don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that he was bad in any way.
Right.
Even though millions of his people say he was bad.
Yeah.
They don't want to admit that. They don't want to see that. They put blinders onto that. Because they just want to say Orange Man bad. That's it.
So here's a question for you then, Rude. Basic math question. I don't know if you can handle it. You need to get your calculator out. Just calculate it out properly. When Venezuela gives away free oil to Iran or Russia or anybody else they feel is going to be their partner, how much in oil proceeds gets kicked back to the people? You take your time, get your calculator out, see if you can calculate that up better for us.
Well, it was supposed to be divvied out. supposed to be handed out, supposed to go to services, supposed to go to, economy, supposed to go to the people, no,
Kind of
they
like
weren't
in
getting a
Kuwait,
dime.
where the Kuwaiti
Yeah.
people all make money off of the proceeds of the sale of Kuwaiti oil around the world. But if Kuwait
Yeah.
gave away all their oil for free for protection from, Iraq at the time, or Iran, or anybody else, how much of that proceeds of the free oil they were giving away did the people get, or would they have gotten?
Yeah.
Same question, I guess.
mean,
really, just different country.
Yeah, really is just different country.
Weird.
And any money that they were receiving, they weren't even sending back to the people. Obviously, the country. I mean, he bankrupted the country basically. In what, 5 years or something like that, or 10 years?
Yeah,
And
it was
so
a very, very short period of time.
I mean, it's just pocketing the money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To go to the cartels, and
Yeah.
it's like, really, to house this regime and keep this regime going, while at the same time literally killing his population, the population that he's supposed to be taking care of,
killing his peeps. And you people want him back out free to continue this. You people are sick, or you just really are too stupid and naive to understand what's really going on.
Yeah.
Which I think is that. I think you're more naive and ignorant of you're not stupid. You're just naive and ignorant.
Well, that's
you
the
don't
thing.
understand the situation.
If you did your own research and you did this, you would realize, I mean, the average American, average educated American would realize that wanting him free is absolutely asinine, ridiculous, ignorant, and stupid.
You can disagree with how it was done all you want, but the bottom line is it was done, and the Venezuelan people you are supposedly standing behind are better off because of what Trump happened to do. And it's not just because he wants to get oil. He wants to also keep it out of the hands of China and Russia.
Yeah.
And we need to kind of control our region of the world, just like China and Russia control their region of the world. Well, sorry, it's the game that has to be played, and you have to play it, or else you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, it's strategy. And so by saying that you want him back in, or you want him free, you want him back into power, then basically you're saying that you still want him to give free oil to Russia and China so they can so they can build up, what they need to build up to strike against us. So then wouldn't that make you an enemy of the state in a roundabout way?
Traitor? Treasonous?
Treason? You would rather have us be in a weakened state as far as strategy goes against these other superpowers than us gain strength and strategy.
Right. Yeah. You people are pathetic who think that.
Yeah.
Who don't realize what's going on. So we did talk about
that's the natural progression. So you know what I mean? So if you think this, then you have to think this, which means this, and it goes back to this. So you'd rather us be weak than strong?
Right. Two things can be true at the same time.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. I am not, dude. Oh, yeah. Sorry. My bad.
You didn't go protest.
So we were talking about this. Is like, okay, last thing. This is the last little bit, but you guys have to understand this ain't organic. All of these protests, this shit just doesn't pop up grassroots wise. This is all paid. So here's this last little bit, and they're talking about these far left groups that are funding the hands off Venezuela protests. Because you guys need to understand this shit just doesn't occur. None of this shit. George Floyd protests, all these Minneapolis ICE raid riots and protests. None of this shit is organic and just happen naturally. Do you think all of these people, how many times you ask about, don't you guys work? How is it you have time to sit in the middle of the day for weeks on end protesting? Thank you, Portland, Oregon, you freaking tard fucks. How can you protest every single? Oh, that's right. None of you have a job. You're getting paid by somebody. So let's listen to this gal because it's a couple minutes long, but she can probably gives you a good idea of what's actually going on.
Have you been seeing these hands-off Venezuela protests and wondering who's organizing them? How did they pop up so fast? And why are they defending a brutal dictator? Well, here's the answer. One of the main groups behind these protests is the same organization that helped fuel the pro-Palestine protests across campuses and cities over the last few years. It's
Are you shocked?
No, not at all.
Interesting. Yeah.
I
called
mean, we knew that this was happening.
Right. Yeah.
Forum, a far-left activist group based in New York City, and it's funded almost entirely by one man, Neville Roy Singham, a multimillionaire tech entrepreneur turned Marxist. Singham is married to Jody Evans, the founder of Code Pink, the group best known for storming congressional hearings, smearing fake blood on their hands, and harassing lawmakers in the halls of Congress. Now, let's zoom out. The People's Forum is essentially a headquarters for professional activists. They describe themselves as, quote, a movement incubator for working class and marginalized communities. In practice, from their sleek Midtown Manhattan
marginalized communities, another buzzword you need to look out for when you hear shit like this.
That I hate that word.
Oh my God, baby. Start making a list of buzzwords like that, and every time you hear it, you will know that you're listening to bullshit. Yeah.
Exactly.
building classes like anti-fascist theater of the oppressed, collage making for liberation, and a 6-week course called A Summer School for Socialism. Last year, I began a
Summer School for Socialism.
A summer school, really?
I'm a democratic socialist. Okay, Mondani. You mean Marxist commie? Islamic ideologue? That's who you are. Unbelievable. Here's more.
Investigating the People's Forum after noticing something striking. They were central drivers of anti-Israel protests immediately after October 7th. One rally they co-hosted took place on
Notice how quickly this shit got out there, by the way. On all these. An event happens. Like it's almost like they knew something was going to happen. And the day after, October 8th, it's showing right there. They're completely organized. They got signs printed up. I mean, professional looking signs, not just hand drawn shit.
Yeah, that's Kinko's stuff.
Does anybody does it register to anybody that maybe this shit was planned weeks in advance? That they knew something was going to go down?
October 8th, just one day after the massacre, before Israel had even finished counting its dead. The People's Forum is also behind protests against National Guard deployments in U.S. cities, anti-ICE, and now Venezuela. Back then, I followed the money, and public disclosure forms and financial records show that Singham and Evans funneled more than $20.4 million to the People's Forum between 2017 and 2022, accounting for nearly all of the group's funding. And they did this using a web of shell organizations and donor advised funds. And Singham isn't just sympathetic to the Chinese Communist Party. Evidence suggests he's actively funded media outlets that praise Chinese leader Xi Jinping while ignoring or denying China's human rights abuses. So when you see these protests pop up overnight, now you know they're not authentic or grassroots. They're funded, they're organized, and they're part of a much bigger ideological machine pushing socialism and an anti-American agenda.
Exactly.
The anti-American agenda. That sums it up, because that's what these people, these people have been either bought into or they're buying into, like, willy-nilly. And why would you want to do that?
Well, that's exactly the question I was going to ask. Why would you want that? Why is it that you think the system we have, which ain't perfect by any means, is still leaps and bounds better than pretty much every other system out there? Okay. Even you people who think the socialistic system in Sweden and Denmark and all that, it's not a true socialistic system, people. Get that through your head. Go live somewhere else in the world. I don't have to. I've seen a lot of this. I don't have to live elsewhere to realize that what we have here in the U.S., there's a reason people come here. talking to my, the immigrant car dealer guy from Belarus. The people who come here legally want to be a part of this country. They want to be American. They want the opportunity. They don't have the ability to create a business, to do the things they want to do, be able to travel freely, to be able to do all the things that they want to do. And when they get here and they get a taste of it, they don't want to go back. And I'm talking Germany. I'm talking European country, Australia, New Zealanders, every Chinese people, when they come here, they have an immense appreciation for this country that sadly, many of you bastards who come here, who live here, who grew up here, who are generational, who've been here for, a couple hundred years in your family tree, don't appreciate because you've been brainwashed. And what a shame. The poor in this country and the homeless in this country have it far better than those elsewhere. What did they say? We consider people here poor, or what was it? Poor or impoverished or whatever, if you make under $20,000 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Or $15,000, $18,000, something like whatever it is. I can't remember the number, but it's something like that.
But it's starting to get higher and higher every year, which is horseshit.
When you have people making $20 a month in Venezuela after this Maduro regime, and you're complaining about $15,000, $18,000, $20,000 being poor, you have a warped sense of what reality really is and what people are really going through in the world. We have it we are the wealthiest, if not one of the wealthiest nations, next to like Singapore. And well, certainly not like Monaco, but I mean, excuse me, you have it pretty damn well. And the people who are poor, downtrodden, homeless, we have more opportunity for homeless people to eat every single day, to stay in a warm place every single night if they choose to, than you do in a lot of these other countries. So people, you need to wake the hell up and understand really what's going on. So let's stop this bullshit no kings protest against somebody like Trump, who is trying to free people in Venezuela and free people around the world.
And really, it starts with education, educating yourself about, what actually dictatorship is and how bad that it's ruined, countries, nations, and really like step back and second guess yourself or question those people who are trying to brainwash you. Stop being sheep.
Right.
And like Barnes says, and like his shirt says, question everything, because that's that's what we have to do when we get in these cycles. Because if you're not protesting for what America is doing positive, then you're anti-American, and that's a damn shame when you have reaped the benefits of living here your whole life.
Is our government the greatest thing in the world? Hell no, they're probably one of the worst that could be out there. We replace regimes, we replace things for our benefit. Absolutely, every country does that. Russia does that. China does that. All these countries do that. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the reality of it. Trump wanting to control Greenland. It is not. I hate when he says, "Well, it's about national security." Every time they say about national security, it's the buzzword to throw around again. There's another one. Put in your little notepad there. The buzzword, national security. It's in one regard, yes, he's absolutely right. We need to be able to control the northern trade routes in the Arctic Ocean. It's a strategic. It's closer to defend. We can see if we have missiles coming over from Russia and China coming over the North Pole, into our country. But you're just that's never going to happen. Like never going to happen. Okay, sure, yeah. You keep living with your head in the ground, head in the sand, and see how that goes. But there are a hell of a lot of good mineral rights in there. Why is Denmark owned Greenland? What have they done for the Greenlandish-esque people?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was going to be the greatest thing ever in the world for them, but they probably would be better off being a territory like, other places, Puerto Rico, America Samoa, places like that.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna enjoy new trade benefits, that's for sure.
Yeah. And is it the greatest thing in the world? I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know, everything. But I don't think he truly is wanting to be I'm going to buy it. I'm going to make Alberta the 51st state from Canada. Well, the Canadians aren't doing themselves any favors. The folks in Quebec there in Ottawa, they have somebody who is just as bad, if not worse than, Dinglehoss was, Justin Trudeau. This guy is worse. And excuse me. I don't know. I just think that, it's not going to be where we're going to be like the British Empire was, owning India and owning all these places and ruling all these places all over the world. Like we don't need to do that. But there are resources that if we don't get, who else could get them and advance further in their plight? Because we don't usually start too many of these major conflicts.
We don't. We play the defense. We're not the aggressors. We play the defense. But if we have a strategy in our, if we have a good defensive strategy, which may include acquiring Greenland, then cheers to us. I mean,
it's better for us. But Trump was in cahoots with Netanyahu to allow the October 7th so that we can take over Gaza, and then he can set up his resort town or his resort area of Gaza, because apparently the Gaza Strip on the coast, all the way up, if you go up to Tel Aviv on the the Mediterranean there, absolutely beautiful. It's actually gorgeous. I would love to go visit Tel Aviv if there wasn't conflicts going on, because it looks like it's really cool. But Gaza kind of the same way. It's just run by a bunch of bastard acts, third world Islamic jihadist terrorists, who nobody wants, by the way. Oh, but let's take them in the U.S. It's not our responsibility to take these people who have a fundamental opposition and disagreement with our values and our Constitution. Why are we taking people in who hate us?
Well, and that's another thing too. Like, one thing I disagree about, some of the things that we do is I don't think we need to play world police.
No, I'm sick and tired of that shit too.
We don't need to play the sheriff.
No,
and that's kind of like one of the things. Like when it comes to the Middle East, it's holy ground. You know what I mean? Let them take care of that. I don't think we need to get into that. I don't think we need to police that. You know what I mean? No. And if I don't know. That's a whole different conversation.
For another day, as we like to say. But yeah. So what we'll do is we'll end this one here because we have another topic we want to discuss. It might be ICE. It might be the Somalia fraud. It might be the Iranian people. Actually, those are the last three we want to like to do today. So we're going to try to whip through those real quick too. But we thank you for joining us. Please comment. We don't say we have the complete total solution. We're just presenting evidence that I think when you see this hypocrisy from people calling out certain things, but their values don't hold true across the board, it's pick and choose what you're offended by, pick and choose what you support, pick and choose this, even though it contradicts each other, that you have to look at the bigger picture of this whole thing. Trump ain't perfect. Trump has a lot of flaws. Trump is an egomaniac. Trump is a lot of things, but I'll tell you, I believe deep down, I believe he truly loves this country. I think he truly wants the best for the American people. You can disagree. That's fine. Comment below. Let us know what you disagree with, and we may or may not comment on that later. But I think overall, he has shown that with what he's trying to do to bring interest rates down so people can afford houses, what he's trying to do to say no large corporation of any sort can buy multi-units of single-family home properties anywhere, all that. Because if you get somebody like a BlackRock who has a portfolio of trillions of dollars, who can come in and basically buy whole cities and whole states worth of property.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You don't think that you have a chance to buy a home? No, they're going to rent only to you, and you will not be a homeowner. You will not have that equity built up. You will not have that opportunity. You will be a renter who can be, oh, by the way, displaced. In other words, either kicked out or pushed out or moved out at any time.
Anytime.
Oh, well, it's like Mamdani. He doesn't want property. He wants the city to be able to take over slumlords places. If they, and all this shit is like the government and these large corporations do not need to own and run every freaking aspect of our lives.
Well, that's when you get a socialist state.
Right.
And then it's just going to spill over and over and over. It's going to spill from the east all the way to the west. And it's just, and that's when, I mean, that's
when the shit hits the fan and you're screwed.
That's when we're all going to have to get, the barcode tattoos and the chips, installed in our wrists, in our wrists. And then that's, that's when
but we're
just
get conspiracy theorists with that. That would never happen. That would never happen.
Watch, celebrities are gonna start doing it, and then everybody's just gonna fall in line, dude.
Oh well, Sean Penn did it.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo did it. Oh yeah, these are the pillars of Hollywood society you're basing your freaking life decisions on. Okay, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's get out of here, Barn. Make sure you guys check out the rudebarn.etsy.com. Go buy some merch and some swag. We don't make a ton of money on it, but it helps
fun to get it out there.
Yeah, helps us do things and fund the show and have a little bit of fun. So, and we're gonna have some new designs up there, but there's some fun stuff up there right now that you need to go check out, and we really appreciate all the support. Do the things, the like, the shares, the subscribes, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Later.
Question everything, gang.